All right. Well, that's enough about the Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson talk. This will happen all in, all out, and Bryan Danielson will be forever my Achilles heel. We'll move on to the next segment and final segment of the podcast is the best and worst wrestling merchandise ever. Now, this will be a segment where we're just gonna look at pictures of merchandise like chat roulette, and we're just gonna comment on it and talk about it and share our thoughts and some stories if we have any background information about any of this stuff. But I mean, wrestling merchandise in general for a wrestling fan is a very big part of fandom, and merchandise permeates into many things. It's not just clothing, but it's also video games. It's toiletries. It's car seats. It's toasters. It's anything you can think of that they slap, their branding on it. But
Air
people
freshener.
air fresheners exactly. For example, air fresheners like the one you're seeing right now on the screen. That it's a cool way to express yourself as a fan, and a way to maybe connect with somebody else who might also think that person or that topic is cool. But not every piece of merchandise is a winner. There are many stinkers, and we're going to show you some of our favorite and least favorite pieces of merchandise right now. But I did want to talk about first. I want to go around the room and just kind of talk about what your first wrestling merchandise was that you remember, and I'll talk about ours, which was a two pairs of. Okay, so the background is that we were going to our first wrestling pay per view, which was No Mercy 2007. And that was the pay per view where Triple H basically won and lost the title belt in three matches. So there were basically three WWE Championship matches that night. And there was also a Punjabi prison match with Batista versus the Great Khali. Candice Michelle, I think, was also there, and she got demolished by Beth Phoenix. So yeah, very memorable pay per view. But yeah, so before we went to the pay per view, we tried to get some wrestling merchandise, and we found some at our local mall that was basically selling. I mean, everyone who's probably listening to this has seen this. Either being sold outside the official wrestling events, because I've seen that too, or you see them in stalls like malls that have very well-known IPs, but I bet you if you actually, asked the official brand if this is authorized, I highly doubt that they are. So, yeah, I think Chris, you get the Triple H one, or you got the DX one, and I have the one with the giant Triple H face on it.
Yeah, I had the DX one for sure.
Yeah, and I felt like that DX one was especially ironed on iron on-y looking, because it was like very pixelated,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like the Shawn Michaels Triple H at the top and had like the DX thing behind them.
Bootleg as
Um,
hell.
Bootleg as hell. It was like a little blurry. It probably like got damaged in the wash like 5 washes in.
Like
Um,
peeled off, and it's just like a regular ass black shirt.
Yeah, and then I had like that. It was like literally like the entire shirt from here to the bottom was just like Triple H's face in like black and white. It was like his that handlebar mustache era, like
Oh
oh 05,
yeah.
oh 06,
Yeah.
like Motorhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like akin to those like Looney Tunes giant graphic tees.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Bugs Bunny with like the backwards hat, or the Tweety
SpongeBob counting
Bird,
money.
the gangster Tweety Bird. Like that was the vibe of that shirt.
I was I was thinking about trying that, just shaving this and just keeping the strap with the
I could
mustache
see it.
connection.
You could pull it
You
Yeah.
could
off
pull
for
it off.
sure. I can see it.
Good.
Bring the
Well,
Lemmy.
yeah. Well, Andres, what was your first piece of merchandise, wrestling merchandise ever that you remember?
I think it was actually like my first show at Backlash 2000. Yeah, I think I got the. I regret I don't have it anymore. It was the Rock like foam Brahma Bull, like the foam hand, but like it was just the Brahma Bull logo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the
I remember I
blue
had that.
bull.
No, it was black actually.
Oh,
Um, but I remember that was like I'm pretty sure that was like my first official merch, and that was like from like the Allstate like buying because I'm like this is my first show. I gotta make sure I get something out of it, you know.
that's awesome.
Um, but yeah, that was the same show where I think Shane. I remember Shane climbing like the actual like the stage. Like he climbed all the way up to like the very top of the Titantron, and I forgot how he fell. Or he think he did that like jump. That was like one of the first times he did that because
Hmm.
he's done it a few times. Whenever that was a big show for me.
That's awesome.
He
What
said it.
What about you, David? What was your first piece of wrestling merchandise ever?
Second grade, I needed some art shirts. So my family went to the thrift store and got me a poontang pie and also a the Stone Cold where he instead of him flipping the bird, it's two rattlesnakes. I've seen that one.
Oh yeah.
And
You
so
repinning
I,
that
I had
one.
a I had a blue Brahma bull like this holding a pie tin
Oh yeah.
and
I remember that.
Stone Cold with 22-inch pythons.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I mean,
brother.
those are good art shirts. I mean, you want to get them dirty. I mean, but it's probably not. The dirty words are probably not appropriate for a second grader. Do
And
you remember? I know you said. What did the teacher say when you wore that to
I remember
class?
my teachers like gathering together when I wore the Poontang Pie shirt.
They're like,
And
we
they're
have
like, "Do
to
you know what
gather
that
the
means?"
committee.
And I was like, "No." And like they knew that my family owned the bakery locally, so they're just like he thinks this is pie.
He thinks
And
it's
it
literal
and
pie.
they never said anything about the rattlesnake one. I mean, the rattlesnake one, he's not flipping the bird because his arms are replaced by reptiles, but
Yeah, they're actual snakes. So what are you
yeah,
gonna
so
say?
like that You one want your
Yeah.
makes
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
donut hookup? You better keep your mouth shut. Yeah, my elementary school used to have field trips to my family's bakery, so I was like, I'll fucking
Sick. So you got some sway, and
cut
I
y'all
mean,
off.
you never asked like what the word poontang was
No,
wearing that
but
shirt?
I remember after that happened, I told my dad about it, and he was like, "Yeah, try not to wear that to school anymore."
Yeah.
Like, damn, how can I try some poontang pie? Where
Yeah.
can I get some? Do we
How
carry
come
it
we
at
don't
the?
serve it? We make that.
Yeah, do you
We make
carry it
that
at the
here.
bakery?
And then after that, I probably didn't buy a wrestling shirt until Seth Rollins separated from the Shield.
Oh yeah, like the architect era or
Yeah,
like the
I
best for
had
business.
I had his first heel turn shirt, which was the I didn't sell out, I bought in.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that was when he aligned himself with Triple H.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I honestly like the first one that I remember like when I went to a wrestling show, but honestly it actually was farther back. And we weren't even like watching it religiously. It was Chris, do you remember was this at like a Kids R Us like clearance? Do you remember those military style WWF glasses with like the
Yes.
camo on it?
Yeah.
Do you remember where we got that from?
Might have been
Was it Kids R
Sears.
Us?
Might have been Kids R Us. Might have been Sears.
Yeah, because I remember that era. We got that, and then we've never watched WCW before, with the exception of maybe what is it, Ready to Rumble, that movie.
Yeah.
We got like Wrestle Buddies, and I think it was Goldberg and Kevin Nash. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Because I
I
remember
had
it was a bald
a
guy, and
lot
it
of
wasn't
figures.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The other bald guy with the goatee.
Yeah.
I had plenty of figures, but in terms of like clothing, those were my first figures. I had a ton.
Oh yeah. Let's. What about your first like? Yeah. How about like not just shirts, like also wrestling merchandise, and it could be air fresheners or action figures or whatever. What was like that first piece of like
Kindergarten Christmas. I got
kindergarten?
I got The Outsiders, and Wolfpack Sting.
Damn, that's sick.
Action
That's
figures.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Now that I
And-
think about it,
yeah.
I had a wrestling buddy too. I had a Hulk Hogan one. My uncle gave it to me.
Nice.
Yeah, he had the Winged Eagle belt on him too already.
That must have been like what, early 90s?
Yeah, that was because my uncle was the one who who got me pretty much everything I'm into now as a grown man. He was the one that introduced me to it. So, but yeah, he gave me a wrestling buddy because I do remember like as a child seeing wrestling, but like I just kind of fell off and I got back into it as a teenager, and then that's when I started going to shows and like getting actual stuff. But like I guess like my first one ever was that wrestling buddy Hulk Hogan one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
for
feel
sure.
we could talk about like video games but I feel like that's like a separate thing. I mean, it is merchandise, but I feel like that could be its own topic. And I feel like we have already discussed about that before, but maybe in a future podcast we can dive deeper into it. But let's just look at like some amazing and not so amazing pieces of wrestling merchandise. And I want to start off with this WCW officially licensed air freshener. What the hell do you think the Goldberg air freshener smells like?
Like a jackhammer.
So are we talking about like a tool? Or are we talking about like the hog between his legs? Or his
No
finishing
hog.
move?
Probably like a burnt leathery, maybe like a tinge of like downy to it, just to give it a little bit more of a pleasant smell. But it's probably like a leather.
Smells
I mean,
like
because it's like it's not gonna
Harley.
smell terrible. That would be a terrible air freshener, right?
It's probably like lemon, just based on like the color of the box. It's probably like a lemon thing.
Oh, maybe yeah. It
I mean,
smells
this
like
has to be
H3
like
Fred Hart.
this has to be like late '90s, right? Like, because they have the NWO and it's half white, half red. So I'm assuming this is like Wolfpack, all
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
stuff. So like 99,
you can see the year
98.
on it.
where the big boys play.
And now, I mean, like, we don't know where this picture came from. But this looks like they found it at some like antique store. Do you feel like like the air, like, is there any freshness left in this air freshener?
Close.
Like
Yeah.
20 years later?
As long as it's sealed.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that shit. I don't know if that looks sealed, bro. That looks, see up there, that looks stapled as shit. If you can tell, like it looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
they like restapled it.
yeah.
Oh, yep.
So I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten any sort of air freshener related like a brand that isn't like Little Trees or Febreze. Have you guys ever gotten like an air
No.
freshener that was
Yes,
like,
actually, I remember now. I
Oh,
did. I
wait,
had a
yes,
DX
I
one.
have.
you got a what?
I had a DX air freshener.
Oh, nice. What do you know what that smelled like? Do you remember?
No, it was so long ago. I mean, it smelled
Suck
good.
it.
The guitar smelled really nice.
Must have
But I
been
don't
good.
remember like the exact scent. I don't even think they actually put like the name of the scent on it, to be perfectly honest. Because that one, if you look at that one, doesn't say shit on it either.
That's gotta be like
Lime.
sweaty hog if their thing is like
Probably
suck it.
lime, yeah, because it was green.
Or
But yeah,
lime.
I forgot now. I forgot all about that.
I had a ghost
But yeah.
freshener.
You did?
I did.
Was it like orange berry?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was kind of more like a new car smell thing.
No, I figured. I mean, I've also seen people like get like the Pokemon card ones. Apparently, those air fresheners, but they're not as strong. CJ had it, and that wasn't that great. But
I used to buy WWE lighters when those were a thing in like 2013,
were they like
2014.
Zippos, or were they like just like Beak?
Just like they weren't Zippos, but they weren't Bics. They're like some other brand. I think they're zippers.
What was
Or
the like? What
Clippers.
was the style? What it looked like? Did it have like a top
It
on
was
it?
it was it was like a traditional lighter, but they're in like a circular shape.
Okay.
There was Taker, Stone Cold, Sergeant Slaughter, I believe Triple H. The only two that I had were Taker and Slaughter.
Was
I
this
thought
like
it was cool.
Attitude Era or Ruthless Aggression Era like pictures?
These were like
Were
they
like
were definitely
throwbacks?
like they're definitely like Attitude Era pictures. Like the one of Taker was like definitely from.
Like Ministry.
Yeah, like he didn't look like he did in 2014.
It's,
Nice.
Old man lighter.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't remember this, and I'm not like
Me either.
the biggest historian when it comes to AEW merchandise, but apparently it was available at shopaew.com. But like so like for me, like when I'm looking at wrestling merchandise, like what I think is good, like can you catch me wearing this in public? And I don't think I would wear this specific shirt like grocery shopping or even going to the gym or even
You gotta make
visiting
the
my
cutoff.
mother, like
Not
Yeah.
even.
I,
Can you imagine wearing that shit? You're in like the grocery store. You're just standing there with your basket of groceries, and your shirt just says sends you that you're a bitch and as
Yeah.
As
fuck
fuck.
too.
bitch AF. Or like going to church because like you have to because it's like Christmas or Easter and you're wearing this.
You're out of laundry.
Like I want to know what the hell the other side is. Is it his face? Like I unfortunately this is the only picture I have, but yeah. But do you? I mean Moxley showed up what
2019.
2019. So I mean I don't know what his gimmick was then. I don't know if this relates to his gimmick then. This looks based on his hair. This looks like 2019.
He showed
So
up first Double or Nothing and attacked Kenny Omega. I don't think this has anything to do with it.
I don't know.
Unless he's like saying it about his yops. You know what I'm saying?
And maybe this was his way of like using the C word, like how England does.
Maybe.
Like maybe
Maybe
he liked
AF
his
means
outfit.
something else.
Maybe he liked his outfit. He thought it was bitch as fuck.
I know. I honestly can't see myself wearing it. And I'm curious, like, how much movement of merchandise
Units
was this thing
sold.
going? Like, is
Free
this like
among the
the
office.
DX?
We might have to reach out to Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
Give us the
See
numbers.
how much they got left over. Yeah. What? Crunch the numbers. How much you got for this one?
He's like, that shit's still in the back.
Gathering dust.
Collecting dust.
Stacked up.
You
All
want
right.
one?
Let's see. Let's roll the dice. What do we got next?
I'll remember those.
Your mother.
See, okay, so I understood this as a branding thing because like when the network first came out, it was a good bang for your buck. $9.99 is amazing for a wrestling streaming service, and honestly, I kind of wish it was still around.
I missed it.
And it was like for international stuff, but then like basically when I stopped watching wrestling and then I came back somehow like they were like it's on Peacock. What? Like what do you mean? What the hell is this? So like when the network came out, it was like 20 it was actually WrestleMania 30 like that year. So that was 2014, I
Yeah,
think.
30 was the
10 years ago.
last pay-per-view before they went over to the network.
Yeah. Well, actually I think this was the first one they were streaming on the network was WrestleMania 30.
Might have been.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was because we watched it, and I definitely wouldn't have paid $60 for that shit.
yeah.
I just started watching wrestling again.
Yeah. So good value for your money. You had all documentaries, all matches, like basically what they have currently on Peacock, but it was on its own service. And yeah, good branding. Like they had the flag on their, building with $9.99 waving around everywhere. But as a t-shirt, you know what I mean? Like there's no context to this shirt. You don't know what the fuck this means. And for the most part, I guess if you're a non-wrestling fan for a lot of these shirts and things, you probably don't know what it means because you do need some context for certain things like Austin 316, right? But $9.99, like what the fuck does that mean? Like I'm not gonna be walking around like, am I worth $9.99?
That's what it means.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially,
like,
it's like a price tag on you. That's what it got $9.99. Like
exactly. Like you're just walking around with like dollars and cents on your chest for no reason. So
Minus the
what-
WWE logo, I guess, on the back that says WWE Network, but yeah.
that's true. Do you think the shirt was $9.99 or do you think it was like $15 for
5, I
shipping?
remember.
It's like
It
$20.
cost like every other freaking shirt.
That makes it more funny because you pay like 20 plus bucks to get a shirt that says $9.99. That's ridiculous. Flip it. All right, next one. This
Anna
is
J.
made in the USA apparently. I'm limited. I don't. Is this an official AEW or?
It is an official AEW shirt. I think that image is just from like a reject pile.
And
Right.
Jericho Appreciation Society is stamped on the ass of the peach.
Yeah,
I
she
think
was in
She
there.
was part of it. Yep.
Wow.
So what do we
It was-
think about? Wait, fat.
Bad
Ass.
bad attitude.
Oh, I see. I
What'd
see.
you
I
think?
see.
What? What'd you think? It said fat peach? Like fat
No,
bad?
like if I just read it like this,
Fat
I just
bad
thought it said
attitude?
fat bad attitude.
What?
Fat bad attitude ass.
Yeah. Like I thought like there's a peach and then like I'm like wearing the shirt and someone's like, "Oh, so you're fat and then you have a bad attitude."
Damn, boomer ass, boomer energy.
This shirt is giving me boomer energy though.
I mean, it's got the emoji on it at least.
I
But, like,
guess.
It just I don't know. It's just so prominent. Like you're walking around again, like you go to a grocery store, you have a shirt that says "fat ass, bad attitude."
I wonder if she wore that in New Japan.
Well, this is my Walmart gear for sure if I had to go.
Going to Walmart and wear that shit.
This is the shirt I wear when I have to do laundry.
Yeah.
In my own house, yes. 'Cause I wouldn't go to church or a bakery or
Fucking Amazon's at your door. They're just
I
like,
wouldn't.
"Oh,
I
man,
wouldn't.
seen a guy with
I
a
wouldn't
fat
even
ass
like
and a
walk
bad
around my
attitude."
block wearing this thing. To be honest, and there's not many people who walk around my block.
I think it was a
So-
fine thing to say in like a promo, but I don't think it was enough to warrant it.
And you'll see this a number of times because I think we have a couple of AEW shirts. But just because you say something, in a promo, you don't have to immediately slap it on a T-shirt. So yeah, I would not wear this. All right, here's another great one, huh? Yeah.
Jesus.
That's how I felt after watching her last match.
Honestly, like I feel like we might get like our video might get taken down just because we're showing this right now. But like this is like the kind of stuff that I'm talking about where this was like a promo, right? Like this is part of it. Like she
Yeah.
was talking about how she got like, beat up and how she's tough. But like again, certain things without context, like for example, Austin 316, that I feel like that might be a bad example because a lot of people like Stone Cold like permeates through like main culture. Like you don't have to necessarily be a wrestling fan to know what Austin 316 is, but if you're wearing this shirt in the street, going to a bakery, again, like I just keep using the bakery and church example, but like you just have a girl that looks like she was a victim of like domestic violence, like someone punched her in the eye and now you're just wearing it. Or like it could be like, oh yeah, this is my girl and I'm just wearing this just to show her, like this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like this is a choice. Choices were made.
Chi-Town Shoot does not condone
Yeah.
anything
Chi-Town
that would
Shoot-
result into this shirt.
we do not condone this type of behavior. So again, I want to know who the hell actually bought this shirt. Have you ever seen any like someone must have taken a screenshot of themselves wearing this. And I honestly don't remember how this got like resolved, like what the drama was too much about this, but I did see this shirt and I don't understand why they thought it was a good idea.
Abuse felt it was a terrible fucking shirt.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I believe it. Like that's insane.
I think their designs have gotten better. I think they got like a new merch or art person or something, and that other person got fired or whatever it was that happened, like in the early.
They stopped
early
using that
2024.
AI.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't even a design. This is just a picture of her face, you know, and then he made a shirt out of it.
But it's like, you could see that iconic picture of like Muhammad Ali knocking that dude out, and he's on the floor, and Muhammad Ali standing tall, or Rocky or
Exactly.
something like that. But this ain't
Got knocked
Rocky.
Yeah, but again, context,
This ain't
like that,
Muhammad
like
Ali.
yeah, like, but he's in like wrestling gear or wrestling gear. He's in boxing gear. He's in a ring. You like, there's referees and stuff. This looks like it's in her bedroom, and she's just wearing her sweats, and she's got a black eye. You know
Showing
what I
the
mean?
lawyers like what her
Adam
boyfriend
Cole,
did.
baby.
Yeah, like that's like you gotta think of everything when you're making these shirts, but clearly they were not thinking about this one. Probably for $9.99. All right, this one,
Back that ass up.
back that ass up. Another one I would not caught dead wearing to my parents.
I don't know.
And this is, I guess this is ruthless aggression area because says WWE on the back.
It should be a tall tee so it covers your ass, like guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Be
it
like
is.
the Champ
Probably
Sports
does.
tall tees.
Yeah, that
Maybe
for
it's like
sure would.
Rikishi size.
Those good old fucking 3 for 20s.
Yeah. What would you guys wear this?
I would.
Maybe, like, I think it depends on. I think this would be something I would wear to a party potentially, but like not. I probably wouldn't wear this out in general public overall.
Would you go lift weights with this thing on?
I think I would. I think that's a good
Only
gym
on leg
shirt.
day.
That's a good gym shirt. Yeah,
Would you
Only
like
on
cut the
the-
sleeves off and
for sure. The sleeves would come off.
cut the ass off
Yeah.
too?
Now the
No,
ass
the ass
stays on.
I'd make a crop top out of it. I'd cut the ass
Can you
off.
imagine
and then just have
squatting? I'm
back that
gonna
ass
find this
up.
shirt. I'm gonna record a video me squatting in this shirt.
You gotta
should
get
cut
like those
holes in
big
the
ones.
ass so your own ass hangs out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oh hell no. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is better than most of the other ones, but I still don't know if I
You gotta
would.
start hitting the Rikishi dance when you do this shit.
Yeah,
And wear
yeah,
that
you gotta
shit.
wear those yellow sunglasses. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Okay. I mean,
I think that's for children.
It's getting
Yeah, I mean,
snatched.
it's for kids. I mean, like I don't like this kind of stuff personally. Like, I mean, it's not only this one, but I also remember when they had like the Zack Ryder headband and it had like hair attached to it. And I remember John Cena took a picture with it. That looked funny as hell, but like I don't know where. Yeah, I think he did actually. So it's like this kind of stuff. I think like I would wear it to a wrestling event, but like, would anyone like wear this like casually, like just going to a store or something? I don't know.
I mean, definitely not. Like this is. I feel like. I mean, a kid being a kid, if they were obsessed with her, sure.
Right, exactly.
I
But
do it
like
while
a
I'm
grown
dropping off
adult.
Uber Eats.
Want to look like Goro? Whatever.
DoorDash driver was wearing one of those.
I could see it. It's like a Goro outfit. Like you just feel like a snapback.
Wear it backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Like just flip it back, and it doesn't even say EST, but you still got the Goro braids.
Top knot.
Yeah. Oh man. And then just get like two rubber arms on the side. That'd be a sick Halloween costume idea, actually.
Like a casual Goro. He's got the backwards hat.
Pizza
But, yeah,
delivery,
exactly.
Goro.
Driver's test Goro. Kinda like Piccolo.
Going out for a carton of cigs, Goro.
You gotta wear it with like some Nike shorts and some like regular ass slides.
Oh man, now I got some creativity juices flowing for my Halloween costume. All right, next one. Do you spit or swallow?
Damn.
That shit's crazy.
Add that to some speed dating.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a bro
or
shirt,
just
like a
unironically
frat
wear it to
shirt.
your face to your first date. Yeah, I wouldn't wear this one either. I mean,
Pretty
it
tasteless.
it's edgy.
Like
It's like edgelord.
it's like those like old like deathcore shirts that were just giant impact font across the whole thing, and there was one that said like on your fucking knees or some shit. Just
Oh yeah.
obnoxious.
And you know what? I forgive the listeners on Spotify. I feel like I should be describing these shirts, and I'm gonna do a better job right now. But yeah, this is Carlito's shirt. It's a yellow shirt with an apple with his face on it, and right underneath is "Do you spit or swallow?" So yeah,
Oh, you
I
know,
wouldn't wear this to my mother's house, or church, or bakery,
Well, what about
or around
the
the block.
color though? What about the color selection?
I mean, I like the color. I like the color. I mean, it feels just like the apple, and I'm pretty sure he actually did have shirts that just had like the apple on it, but not with the extra words on the bottom.
actually,
Personally,
it reminds me of. I remember I saw this. I forgot to even look it up, but Goldberg said there was a shirt that he was kind of like offended by when Hurricane was doing his gimmick, and it said shit superhero in training,
Oh, that was for Rosie.
or was it for Rosie? Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, I remember he said he didn't like that because he was. I don't know. It's funny because like Goldberg, I guess, was like very like PG. I guess I didn't know that.
Not for kids.
Damn, and he showed
Yeah,
up
not
in
for
ruthless aggression while Triple H was humping corpses.
Yup.
Right.
Damn, Bill, bad timing.
those were the days. So yeah, would any of you wear this
It's speed dating.
for speed dating? What about like a first date? Would you wear it? Like if you talk with a person for a while and then you're like, let's go grab a coffee.
Oh my god.
No, but if
They
we
better
went
be a
grocery
wrestling fan.
shopping for the first
Very
time
swear.
together, yeah. Maybe it's
Yeah,
like when
man.
she's like, "Hey, let's go run errands together." I'm like, "Sweet."
Like she already knows your
Well,
face, then she sees you in the window, and then she just leaves.
My name was Kyle, and I was in a frat. I might wear it.
Hey, okay. All right. Speaking of acronyms, APA
always
protection.
pounding it.
Always pounding ass.
Let me
Bar
get
and
two of
grill.
them.
So it's a black shirt. I think it's steel, General Steel. As the background, you got APA protection, and then underneath it says always pounding ass bar and grill. Was there a bar and grill for APA, or is this just part of a gimmick? I
They
don't
used
know.
to fight in they used to have bar fights pretty often.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. That's where it came from. Okay.
That's how
Now,
they got the backstage brawl and no mercy.
that's true. So this is funny, and I think I would wear it because it's funny and true.
And Bradshaw is back in 2024. He's over here
He's in
fucking
TNA.
GW
Is he
and Triple H.
wrestling?
No, he's just running around clotheslining people.
Hey, why not?
Be probably pretty hot in like Boys Town or something.
Oh, nah, I mean, APA protection, maybe, I guess, if you cut the sleeves
initial
off.
part.
So it just doesn't look like a, regular t-shirt. You can like modify it, but I mean, it's okay, but again, like outside of specific scenarios, I would not wear always pounding ass bar and grill to like do groceries, for
My
example.
sister's graduation.
Exactly. Going to your sister's graduation. Would not recommend.
They'd be like, "Who's in college?"
All right, next one. Bada bing,
it's
bada
fucking-
boom. Finally, a good shirt. I think it's all been terrible.
Washing my eyes.
I think some people here might disagree, but this is, I think, one of my favorite pieces of merchandise. I had to buy it twice. The first time I got it was in Money in the Bank. I think that's actually when he debuted the shirt in 2011. He came out with this white shirt, black. It's a white shirt, black collar, black cuffs on the sleeves, and on the front you got the classic black, white, red Chicago flag with the fist and lightning bolt that he's had on a number of his other shirts before. But I think this specific shirt is iconic, and they've resold it again when he came back. And I currently have the tank top version. The one that I got with like the date on it, unfortunately, is like faded away and yellowed, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I like this shirt. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think of this shirt?
I actually,
All
as
right.
much as I'm a fan of his, I actually did own that too. I did own
Did
that
you?
shirt.
Got him.
It's a good design. I'll admit
It's a
that.
good shirt.
You know, the design's pretty decent. I'll say that. Like,
I'm the only one here that hasn't worn that shirt.
Mm,
Hey, I
no,
feel like it's a pretty good shirt if you can get like haters to wear it, you know?
I think it's
Yeah.
unique in the sense of like there was a lot of just like black WWE shirt merchandise. So it's just
Yeah, and there's
interesting to have that kind of a white shirt, black cuff thing, baseball thing going.
I like that
Yeah.
newer one, the black with the blue and red. That's a pretty nice one too.
Oh yeah, and I think that's unique. I mean, and again, also because we are in like Illinois in the Chicagoland area, it's it's it could be cool to wear it here because you know you're in the area. And again, like if you attach like a flag or something to it, I feel like it makes it even more palatable or whatever word you want to use to wear it, you know, to places outside of your house. You know, like I'm not, you know, embarrassed to wear this outside, and that's an important thing when thinking about purchasing shirts for wrestling merchandise. If you want to spend your hard-earned money, I'm not going to be, you know,
Punk
wear
does
it,
well
Britt
with
Baker.
merch.
back that ass up or this or you know $9.99 or whatever. So yeah,
No,
cool.
Punk does well in his
Punk, I
shirt
mean,
design.
I mean, I don't know how much. Here's another question. I guess how much input do you feel like wrestlers have on their designs?
I think they say yes and no. Other than that, probably not a lot.
Yeah,
But yes and no can go a long way.
exactly. As we said, you know, to
Back that ass up.
they're like, yup, print it, sell it,
Invest.
invest, baby. All right. Here's one I have not seen before. But I had to share it because that's kind of amazing, and I wouldn't wear this
Yeah.
either. So I think so. The front says "Vagina," and then on the back it says, I think it says "Enter at your own risk." Maybe
Yeah, what does it say?
I don't know what that
Enter?
bottom says.
All right, we're gonna have to watch some Eddie Guerrero European
Yeah.
title run.
We got like a Jimmy or somebody like pull up the uh the
It definitely says
video.
enter at your. then
I know it
must-
says enter at your own something.
Can't zoom
So
in.
that's a Raw. Do we
No,
know
'cause
what
it's super
year that
blurry.
is?
But you know, so this is obviously like early 2000s. This is like 2000. This might be 2000s.
It
'Cause
definitely is.
Because like like the Eddie Guerrero China thing that only lasted that year, right? I don't think it went longer than that.
It didn't go that long. Neither
Yeah.
did Eddie with the European title.
Yeah, and then China left in like early 2001, so this must have been 2000. But yeah, I mean, like first of all, like it gives off like DX vibes for me. So, and this is also at the same time when DX is still around. So I don't know if I like that they have the same kind of color as like the DX thing, and that's kind of a weird choice. And especially because China isn't part of the DX at this point either, right? So
Her Tron still had that type of font.
it did.
Yeah, because that was when she still used. That was when she was like on the Ninth Wonder and came out with the bazooka and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I gotta mention also the Y kind of resembles
Yeah.
a leg area ish. I think that was deliberate. Would you guys wear vagina?
Um,
Uh,
on Halloween.
right.
Yeah, maybe if I'm doing cosplay, I'll say that
Gotta
I
have
would
a
wear
China
it.
with you though.
But like, why does vagina why does China have a like why would she have vagina as like merch? Was there anything? I mean, like she had
Must be her
Playboy, I
tape,
guess.
dude. It's probably
Oh, that
Like
was
alluding to
that.
her tape.
No, that was still a
no, the
couple
tape
years.
was after. The tape was after she
That was
left.
Bill after,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she left, and then like the whole thing was like, oh, they're just calling her like a train wreck because she was doing all these kinds of things, and like the sex tape was happening after her career in WWF.
I'm guessing it's
So
just, you know,
foreshadowing.
that's what owns him, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. But
Okay.
yeah, not great. Not a great choice. Not something I would personally wear.
What a shirt you take to meet the parents.
Nah. No, not the first time you meet the parents. Definitely not.
Maybe spit or swallow.
They gotta like really love you to, oversee this error in judgment. But
Like it's
moving
just a
on.
shirt.
It's just a shirt. So I don't know. Okay, so this one I feel like maybe a little controversial because I know a lot of people who did like this belt. Um, but I'm not a fan of this.
Wait, that's a belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he won Universal title.
Oh.
Yeah. So kind of I
So,
don't know. I'm not a
so
fan of
right
it.
around here, background, because you guys weren't really watching then, right?
No.
Background story is the Fiend got super hot, and Vince just wanted to do whatever with the Fiend. He wanted to give him a belt, wanted to do this, started wanting to milk every little aspect of the Fiend.
Right.
This is kind of like where Bray and Vince started that whole like fallout, or like how was allegedly hard to work with
Right.
because Bray didn't want to do shit like this.
Right. Like the I mean this isn't just like merch. He actually had a belt that looked like this.
Yeah,
For how long was it? For the remainder of that specific title reign?
maybe that. If he wore it, he only wore it once or twice, and then they had that train wreck of a match with Seth Rollins that everybody
Oh yeah.
hates.
And that whole Randy Orton one where they were like setting them on fire, was that before the Seth Rollins match?
That was after.
Yeah, I felt like there was like a whole bunch of stuff. Like again, like for me, and this kind of also boils down to like in 2024, like where does spookiness fit in wrestling in the current like scheme of things? And I feel like the Wyatt Six, I mean, they have like the spookiness ish stuff, but like they still try to ground them a little more. Like they're treating them as like regular people, maybe with like some issues. And I think they try to make that clear. And this I think what veered into too spooky, too you know,
Yeah,
um,
this was
yeah.
like every Fiend match was in a red light for era.
Right, exactly. I mean, and I don't like when they do that kind of stuff. Like I don't know if you remember Sin Cara, or Mystico, I think before he was in WWE. But yeah, like he had like the blue yellow lights,
Oh.
and for a while he'd like have the blue yellow lights. He'd be running down the ramp, trampolining, all that stuff. So not a fan of that either. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this title belt, and there are some people who do And you know what? Let me describe this title belt. So for those who are listening, it's basically like the Fiend's face, that mask that he would wear, and it looks like they like flayed his skin and then stretched it out across a title belt. And then you have Hurt on the top of the belt, and then Heel at the bottom, and like these very I don't know what you'd call it. They like kind of tacky looking screws with like washers on them. So very
See, me not realizing, like, or not watching that portion, I just thought it was just a mask. I didn't even realize it was a belt.
he
I
had
was
a
just like,
mask
oh, that's
on.
something that you put on your face or some shit, like it ties around or something. But
No,
That's what I thought too.
I mean
I didn't think
he had the mask, but he also had this.
They sold
So he had-
masks.
Yeah.
So he had the mask like that, and he had a belt of it on at the same time. Plus, he
Yeah.
carried around that lantern of that same head on it. Oh no, he had his actual face as the lantern. I remember that.
Yeah.
I gotta
Okay.
see
That's
an
cool.
image of him just
I gotta look
having all
into
that
this.
on.
I missed that part. I gotta take a look at that. I'm curious now.
Yeah, I think that like there were certain when I started rewatching, I did kind of dive back into certain aspects that I missed. I did like see like the John Cena feud, like that WrestleMania with the the cinematic match, I guess, wait, if you want to call it. That was interesting, but I don't know how much I can um handle, if it's consistently something like that. But yeah, I mean, other wrestlers do have had like their own versions of belts, and I think, they've done really well.
Nope.
I mean, most recently we had The Rock, who basically had like a
There's one
Bramble
at the
Bull
Funhouse, holding it up.
title belt.
Hmm.
And we had Stone Cold. He had a smoking skull. Who else?
We'll take the WCW belt and we're gonna make it the NWO belt, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like the World Heavyweight Championship and spray painted NWO. That was iconic.
The true AEW championship.
The one with the
Or
X
whatever
on
he was
it.
calling, yeah,
The
whatever he
real-
was calling it. The real,
real-
yeah, real championship.
The real
Yeah, I
world
mean,
championship.
I guess so. Did they sell like
Like
replicas of
WTV?
that kind of belt
Yeah.
with the X on it? I feel like they
No.
did it with NWO.
Triple B.
They did, yeah.
They
But
did
I
it
mean-
with Punk.
Yeah, I mean, like, but there are good versions, but I'm just not a fan of this one. All right, here's a great one. Locked and ready to unload. Val Venus. That's what it says on the back, and it's a black shirt with white lettering, I'll say.
That's dripping.
And it looks like it's dripping jam or something
Pearl Jam?
creamy, I'll say. Like maybe mayonnaise or something. And it says locked and ready to unload Val Venus. Now, I mean, it fits his gimmick. I guess it's Attitude Era-esque. Like, I feel like a lot of that was edgy, but I don't know. Like, would you wear it even in the late 90s? Outside?
Probably in like
I
high
don't-
school. That'd be like, like
College.
the teenage kids wearing that shit to
Yeah.
high school.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
College.
like edgy, like college, high school stuff. But like if you remove yourself and the shirt from that decade and you wear it like in 2024, would you wear it?
I'm probably being asked to leave wherever I'm wearing it at. Like, think about it. You wear that to the gym.
I'm
Like,
ready to unload, boy.
Like, they're going to be like, hey, dude, before you mess yourself, just get out.
Here's a Kleenex. Clean yourself up.
I'm dead.
Why don't you go sit down and relax for a little bit before you unload?
Don't be wearing that shirt to any spas.
Yeah.
No, sir. No,
Oh, like,
ma'am.
how'd you guys know this was a happy ending operation? Oh, well, we just followed that guy with the
Back to
lock and ready
context
to unload.
clues. Just some context clues. Yeah, I wouldn't wear this. anywhere.
Definitely the subject of some PTO meetings.
Yep, for sure. I mean, it's also not my vibe. And again, like I said, what is my idea of what a good piece of merchandise? Would I wear this outside? No, I would not wear this outside. So I don't think it's funny,
Would you wear it
but like as
inside?
no, I wouldn't wear it inside
That's
either.
my you really, really, really have to do laundry shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Because like I'm also thinking like, oh, what if like the Grubhub guy's here or the mailman? I accidentally catch him when I go grab like my mail or something. You know what I
Just
mean?
no shirt at that
Yeah, I
point.
might as well like wear no shirt at that point. So yeah, definitely not locked and ready to unload
I
on the world.
think I interrupted that guy.
In the middle of a very important meeting. Yeah, no, thank you. All right. Oh, and it says Val Venus at the bottom, if I didn't say that, in
And
purple
also
letters.
in 2024, Val Venus is a crazy transphobe. So
He's just a crazy person in general. Like I was reading his
fuck you, Val
newsfeed
Venus.
stuff. That was there's more than that. There's more where that came from. He's definitely ready to unload his
Too many chair shots.
thoughts. Oh,
got that
100%.
Hello,
Too many money
biological
shots.
ladies shirt. It's crazy.
Really?
That is
Yeah, I swear to
insane.
God.
Yeah, too
Picture
many
of them wearing
money
it.
shots. Too many money
What's
shots.
the front say though? That's what I want to know. Is it just like a picture of
Yeah,
him?
that's a good question.
The big
I don't know.
Valbowski.
Yeah, probably like Big Valbowski or something. Or him in a towel. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Hell yeah. All right, let's zoom up a bit. All right. Now I don't know if this is official WCW merchandise, but like if it isn't, why would you recreate Buff Bagwell in 2024 or in the past decade with this face? I
Still
don't know.
got fingers.
Like it really is giving off like, gay leather daddy or something on here. It looks like he's wearing a choker. He's puckering his lips like he's looking into the camera like, yeah, I'm taking all this. And then it says buff at the top. And again, like you don't know, like without context, again, like it's got to be cool. And this is not going to look cool because it says buff. And there's a dude with a choker around his neck, clearly not wearing a shirt on your shirt. And yeah, giving you those bedroom eyes for sure.
With
I
the
mean,
hoop
that's
earrings.
definitely a shirt if you're gonna
With the
be
hoop
somewhere,
earrings.
you're running to the car and then just going to your destination, getting out.
That's that shirt.
You're not hailing an Uber.
Yeah.
You're like, I'd rather just walk.
That's that shirt that you start your stories with. Fuck, dude, I didn't want to see anybody, and I ran into insert person here. Now I'm wearing this dumbass shirt.
Yeah, this is the
I'm
like I
so
lost the
embarrassed.
bet shirt. I lost the bet. I mean, like I don't know if this is WCW merch. If it is, not great.
That's why that company went under.
And that's why they went under.
Down the
This
tubes.
is who killed WCW. Is this?
That
shirt.
Buff Bagwell.
Who
Buff
threw
Bagwell
that shirt? Vince
killed-
Russo?
Yeah, probably. Vince Russo was also the t-shirt department.
Freaking television, bro.
Yeah, where's
Alright.
where's that merch?
The television, bro.
Yeah.
I'm writing television.
I bet you there's a shirt like that. Like on Redbubble, someone just like made art that you can print out. All right, here's another wonderful one. This also gives me problematic vibes because all right, it says Destiny Sammy Guevara, and I guess it's a mirror of himself
As a
like
child.
as a kid holding an action figure staring into the mirror. But for me, it just looks like a kid in his diapers looking at some like half naked dude with a belt in front of him, and then they're just like posing in front of each other. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
like,
it's
shouldn't the mirror be mirroring the action figure too? Then at that point,
Yeah.
I
The
mean, that's a
weird
good point.
detail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it just
that's a
makes
good
it look
point.
even worse, I feel.
I mean, but
I
not
never
only that,
heard
but
of a
like
kid that wants to be Sammy G.
yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it's Sammy Guevara as a kid. I think.
Yeah,
Because I mean, it
I'm
says
assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and again, like not only that, like it's the illustration, like the art style, kind of looks a little cheap too.
Yeah,
Like
he used
MS
that for
Flash.
his fucking E-Bombs World.
Yeah, it looks like
Right.
E-Bombs World. It's giving Microsoft
Newgrounds.
Paint.
Newgrounds
It's
vibes.
Yeah, it's giving Newgrounds. It's giving Flash video
it's
mid
giving A for
2000s.
effort.
Yeah.
Still got a C on your project.
Damn
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Macromedia
Like
Flash.
the art project, you know, like you're wearing the Poontang shirt and you have to draw something and you forgot to draw something super last minute and this is what you come up. I mean, that'd be kind of impressive as for a second grader, but
Oh, for sure.
It feels like
not as
that's
a
the shirt
t-shirt.
you wear in college, or like that's something you draw in college in like an art class, and then it's peer critique, and your peers just fucking let you
And
have.
they ask you to go see the school counselor, I
Yeah,
think.
like
Yeah, not great. Again, and what do you know what year this came
it
out?
looks like you know when they do like, oh, submit your design
Yeah.
in this contest.
Yep.
Like,
This
And then they were
one,
like, let's print that shit.
this one because nobody else entered.
Was Sammy Guevara AW champion before?
No,
no.
That
he's
makes
only
this
been
even
TNT
worse.
champ.
That makes this even worse.
And then the worst part about this shirt is that he came out with this shirt as he turned heel.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, that makes it even worse.
So it's like,
Mm,
no,
what are you
dude.
doing?
Yeah, that's not great.
That's
So,
marketing forgetting to talk to Tony.
right. I mean, and again, but also like if he's not the champion and you made this shirt, that's also not great.
It's
Like
just
what's
destiny,
the
though.
point? That's just ridiculous. All right. Let's move on. I pulled this up right before the recording because I vividly remembered this line of merchandise for whatever reason.
That's sick.
I think this is like I think this was like 20 this got to be like 2012 2013 like when it was like the Rock feud.
I'd put it in my
Cuz
garden.
yeah, I mean they were selling a line of garden gnomes. I think they were actually different like styles. There might be one of him doing like this. So okay, so for those who are like listening, it's a garden gnome that basically looks like John Cena, and he's wearing the red cap, but it's like in a gnome style. So it's a pointed hat with the red shirt, the armbands, blue shorts with like a red patch because it's got to look gnomey, I guess, and black boots, of course. And he's doing the "You Can't See Me." Oh, and I
Painted
think
on
he's also
business.
doing the circle on the other one, right? Like the OK sign, or is he just holding his fist?
Then you just hold this.
It
Can't
kind of
tell.
looks like this, like he's half doing it, you know, like he's a little stimulated. But yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't put this in my garden. Would you guys put in your garden?
I would.
I would. Mhm.
I mean, that'd be hilarious.
I probably would.
If I had
That's true.
like the basic looking gnomes, like I have one gnome in my front yard right now. If I just like snuck them in somewhere in between just to have that Easter egg, I would.
But what is it? Is your not gnome like one whole color, or is it like?
Now he's like that traditional looking. He's got the hat over his eyes and his nose,
Oh yeah.
blue shirt, that kind of
Okay.
thing.
I mean, like for me, like it just wouldn't fit the vibe of our lawn, and I'm sure Patrick wouldn't let me, even if I wanted to. But yeah, we have like we have one we got it in the Renaissance fair with like a cat on it, and then like just putting this next to it that would stick out because like the cat's like a solid jade green, and then you have like this freaking gnome in like bright red and blue shorts. It'd be a sore thumb, sticking out like a sore thumb.
Don't you got that shirt?
This shirt. Oh, which shirt did I have? I think it
So
might
you
have been
guys
this one.
match.
I
I
think
got
it
the
might
hustle,
have
loyalty,
been this.
respect one, where it's like the PBR looking thing.
Oh yeah. Cena had a bunch of cool shirts. I liked his that 8-bit one that he had. Like it looked like a NES game. That was a cool shirt. And I did like his chain gang stuff too. I thought it was some cool
Hell yeah.
merchandise.
Arf.
I only got one. It's the blue and gold of the 10th anniversary of his.
I did like the jersey, that like white military-ish like
Ryan
side.
Urlacher jersey.
Yeah. I thought that looked cool.
Yeah, where's the Bootio shirt?
Oh yeah, the Bootios shirt. Yeah. I mean, if one of you
I
guys
have
can
some
pull it
of
up,
these shirts, but I don't have the bootios.
if you can find the link.
Yeah, I
Send
think
it
it
in
was
the chat.
C2E2 or Wizard World where they were selling it, and I bought the shirt and I bought the Bootio's cereal.
Oh yeah. Did you eat it? The cereal?
Yeah.
What it tastes like?
Lucky
Fruit
Charms.
Loops, Lucky Charms.
No. Should bring it back. That was like the peak of their power. Was when they had their own cereal. All right. Moving on. We already had started with an air freshener, and now we're going into another smell category, I guess. Is cologne. And I didn't actually, when I started looking at these, I didn't realize how many different kinds of wrestling cologne there were.
Where's that
Kinda
WWF
wild.
one?
Yeah, there were WWF colognes too. But this one is WCW Nitro for men. Now, I don't know if you'd find this at like a Carson's or a Macy's. Maybe you'd find this at like a value bin in like
Gas
Ross Dress
station.
for Less or something.
Ross.
Um, but yeah, so it's a WCW Nitro for Men cologne. It's a blue box, and then the actual bottle itself has like these, I don't know what you want to call it, these like steel resembling sides with like studs on the side. And in the middle it's like a translucent greenish hue, and it says Nitro for Men with the WCW logo on the top. I am curious to see what it would smell like, but I don't think I would have this on top of my dresser. It'd be probably hiding in like a nightstand with the other unmentionable stuff.
It's probably like Sex Panther from Anchorman.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, that's the scent. Did you guys ever have any like cologne, like wrestling cologne or something themed
Booty
that
sweat.
isn't like
No.
you know, what's a
I'm trying
good
to think
one?
if we did.
Versace.
Have we had any?
I had a Michael Jordan cologne, and I used to always tell people, like, just joking around, I'd be like, look, now I smell like a basketball.
I mean, when we were younger, obviously teenager, we had like Axe body spray, but then when we got older, I mean, I don't think there was anything besides. I know I've seen like some Sega stuff. Like there was like a Shenmue one with like the tiger on it. I'm assuming it smelled like leather and oranges or something. I thought that was interesting, but I never bought it.
There's actually a lot of video game themed colognes.
I know you got the Yakuza cologne, Andres.
I do not. They got Resident Evil ones though. That exists too. I found. Yeah.
I would be
smell
curious
like
to see what they
corpse.
smell like. Because I feel like at the end of the day, what's important is if it smells good, not necessarily what's on the bottle. So,
Crime and murder.
but I
Damn,
feel
what are
like
you wearing? Fucking WCW Nitro, baby.
yeah, I feel like WC Nitro probably smells like a cheap hooker. To be honest with you.
I mean, on the bottom right of the box, it says toilet.
Yeah, toilet. de
It's
toilette.
just toilet water.
Yeah, it's just toilet water. They actually just like bottle it from the source. They have some guy piss in a urinal.
Smells
and they
like
scoop
urinal
it up.
cake.
Yeah.
Just put it on the urinal cake, baby.
Yeah, it just smells like urinal cake.
Already
Just rub
pissed
the
on
cake
too.
on you.
Probably like the lemony one too.
I'm
So,
curious.
yeah.
I'm gonna find it and buy it.
I bet you this is
I'll report
probably
It's all
super
evaporated.
expensive. I mean, perfume lasts for a long time. So if you find it, you could probably get it. You know what? You should get it, find it, and let us know, and then
I'll make
I'll
a
share it on
video.
social media.
I'll make an unboxing / smelling video.
All right.
Yep.
Then
All
I'll do it.
right. And move on to, we have 3 more. Unless you guys find some more, feel free to share. But the iconic Austin 316 shirt and also the Smoking Skull shirt. I mean, these are, I feel like, the epitome of like wrestling shirts. They're, if they're not at the very top, they're definitely like top 10 in terms of wrestling merchandise, and specifically, more specifically, I guess, shirts. The black shirt with the Austin 316 still, I mean, like, these are like shirts that are still like at the top of like their best sellers list, and it's been around since like 1997. And the Smoking Skull, you had the white skull, the blue lettering says Stone Cold, and you have the smoke coming out of the skull's eyes, which is iconic. I mean, what can you say? You know, like these are awesome. Have you
Yeah.
do you any of you guys own any of these Austin shirts or have
I
any?
got the what shirt?
I want it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get one. I want to see what their updated one. They actually had that one like. Do they always have like the Chicago like Stone Cold shirt every time we go? Because I feel like they do. Like it has the Chicago logo.
I got the Hollywood 316 on it. The
Oh, yeah, that one too.
off-color shirt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. But I mean, you can't mess up a bad, design. Then you just have to kind of like switch out the colors and keep the same style, and you got a bestseller. But yeah, all right. Moving on. I mean, this is another one that is super iconic and has lived beyond WCW because WWE still sells this shirt. And again, I think it's also a bestseller on their site, like still. And this again also came out in like 1997 or 96. The NWO shirt, and it's come in a variety of colors before. Most classically, black shirt, white letters, NWO. Underneath, you have New World Order. When Wolfpack came out, they also had the red. I feel like they had other colors too, but I think those are the most obvious ones. Yeah. Have any of you guys had an NWO shirt before?
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Every time I want to get a Wolfpack one, they don't have it in my size.
Dang. I'm curious to see what it costs now, but I won't let the listener wait and see until I find it. So, yep. I know I haven't owned one either, but again, like this is another good example of great design, something that you would wear. And people, I feel like people generally know where this comes from, even if you're not a wrestling fan. All right, last one. Now this is the one I kind of talked about earlier at the beginning of the show, but these are not shirts, but they're like those wrestling like buddies basically, and the faces kind of look like they remind me of like the PS1 wrestling faces, where it just looks like they took a picture of the wrestler and just kind of like flayed their skin and just like strapped it to the model or like the doll or whatever. So, I mean, these are iconic. The wrestling buddies, I mean, when they probably started in the 80s when the rock and wrestling connection happened. I'm sure that Hulk Hogan Doll and all that happened 80s, early 90s, and then they kept. I don't think they've stopped doing them. They've had some kind of variety of these for over 35 years. But I remember us getting the Goldberg one and the Kevin Nash one, I think it was. That seems familiar. Yeah, but we had those two, and we didn't even watch WCW. I really think it was just like we thought they looked cool, and we got them. Did any of you ever have one of these or a variation of this before as like a toy?
I used to want them. I never got one.
I remember bending the arm and then it would make like
And that's
different
how
sound
my
effects.
villain art.
Ugh. Macho Man goes hard though, and so does that Hulk Hogan and the Sting.
Two different.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had
Stings.
that Sting one. Not gonna lie, I still low key wouldn't mind having a Sting one.
That
Low-key
Sting one I gotta
slaps.
find.
That'd
What's
be
the one?
cool.
What's the Hulk Hogan? Okay, yeah, I had a regular Hulk Hogan one, but it wasn't like it didn't make noise. It was like legit, probably like a first generation. I kind of wish I still had it.
Yeah. No, I think these specifically had like the sounds when you made them. I also remember we had this must be like the same manufacturer because we also had Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. They were like wrestling buddies ish. They also like made noise when you bent their arms or their legs. And I think they came with like that sword that they all came with during that season.
Go Galactic.
The Z sword?
Was it?
No,
Probably.
the Z sword is Trunks.
Oh yeah, but it might have been some. It had some kind of like.
I think it was a
it might have been
V
some
sword
letter.
though.
A V sword. I think it had some kind of letter. But yeah, the Lost Galaxy ones, we had those too. It was like the red and blue. But yeah, good memories. And yeah, so for those who were listening, from the bottom, they have a Nash one. The middle is Diamond Dallas Page, and then on the right you had a Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and then in the top you had Macho Man with a Macho Madness shirt on, and then two different versions of Sting. You got Wolfpack and the classic, basically Crow, black and white Sting, and Goldberg with the dumbest face. I gotta say, I don't know why he's making that face.
That's his
But
happy face.
he's happy that you're squeezing and pulling him, I guess. Oh man. Sorry. Oh
Make sure
man.
you're pulling that shit.
That's the face you make when you pull it. So yeah.
Pulling on his jackhammer.
But I feel like I did really like this segment, so I'll definitely we'll do another variation of this. Not in the near future, but I think I'll bring it back in rotation in another future episode. But because there's a never ending amount of wrestling merchandise and things to comment on and look at and reminisce. So I hope you guys can join us on that next episode. But with that, it's a wrap for this episode of the Chi-Town Shoot podcast. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, rate us, and leave your feedback. Tune in next time for more Wrestling Madness. Until then, keep marking out.